I'm 29 and have been with my boyfriend, who's 31, for 3 years. We don't officially live together, but for the past month, I've been spending most of the week at his place, 4 or 5 nights easily. We've been talking seriously about me moving in full-time, and it was supposed to happen in just a couple of weeks. Things felt like they were settling into a good place between us. At least I thought they were. Last night, everything unraveled. I was asleep at his place around 2 a.m. when a message came through on my phone. I didn't hear it, but he was still awake and picked it up. The message was from a guy I work with. He opened it and from what I could tell started going through my phone. Most of the messages with that guy had already been deleted, something I always did, but a few were still there, apparently enough to make him suspicious. He woke me up, phone in hand, and just asked, "What's this?" I was disoriented and groggy and told him it was nothing, just some harmless work. He kept asking what was going on and I stuck with the same line. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't want to get into anything serious at that hour. I thought we could talk about it in the morning when things had calmed down. But that wasn't how it played out. He got up, told me to get my stuff, and leave. I asked him to let me stay the night, just sleep, and we could figure it out after I got some rest, especially since I had work in a few hours. He refused. He made me pack everything and leave at 3 a.m. still in what I was wearing, refusing to even let me change. It was humiliating. I called in sick and didn't go to work. I'm back at my place now, still trying to make sense of how things fell apart so fast. It didn't seem fair to me for things to just end like that. I thought maybe he was blowing things out of proportion over what were, in my mind, just dumb conversations. I figured I'd give him some space since he works evenings and maybe reach out later or even stop by, hoping we could talk this through like adults. But here's the part one left out. About 2 months ago, I started getting close to a guy at work. We're on the same floor, different teams. One thing led to another and we had sex twice. Once at his place after a group outing and once in my car after we stayed late to wrap up a project. Both times happened within the same week and then we stopped. It didn't continue. I thought I was being careful. I deleted our messages. Didn't keep any photos. Made sure there wasn't anything obvious. But last night, out of nowhere, he messaged me something stupid and harmless. Just a "you up" kind of thing. I didn't even hear the message come in. I was out cold. My boyfriend wasn't. He saw it, opened it, and started reading. That was enough. When he woke me up and started asking questions, I panicked. I denied everything. I said he was overreacting, imagining things. I told him he was being ridiculous. I never admitted to anything. He didn't argue much after that. He just looked at me and said, "Get your stuff and go." I tried to resist. I said I needed sleep. I had work in a few hours, but he wasn't having it. He insisted I leave right then and there. So I left, humiliated and heartbroken, wearing what I had on, carrying whatever I could. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I cried most of the day. I sent him a single text apologizing, asking if we could talk. He read it and never replied. It's been over 24 hours and the silence is deafening. I don't know if we're really over or if this is something we can talk through, but I'm stuck sitting here completely lost, trying to make sense of how something that felt stable just imploded so fast. I don't even know what to do anymore. I blocked the guy from work. I don't want anything more to do with him. I told him it was a mistake and that I wouldn't be speaking to him again. But now, just seeing him every day and pretending everything's normal is unbearable. I'm honestly thinking about quitting. I can't take being around him and I don't want my boyfriend to think I'm still anywhere near the guy. I'm trying to do the right thing now to fix things. Things were getting serious with my boyfriend. I could feel that he was close to proposing. He'd been dropping little hints and we'd been talking about living together full-time. There were moments, little things he'd say or do that made me believe long-term plans were actually starting to take shape. I know I haven't completely lost him yet. Deep down, I still feel like I have a chance. And I want to make it right, no matter what it takes. When I had the chance to tell him the whole truth, I didn't. Looking back, I'm actually glad I didn't go into all the details. I really believe knowing everything would just push him further away. I figured if I gave it a day or two, I could explain things better, calmer, clearer. But now, I don't even know how to begin. He won't talk to me at all. This morning, everything fell apart. I woke up to a message from him. No warning, just screenshots and one sentence. Am I still hallucinating? And that was it. Before I could respond, I saw I'd been blocked. Turns out he reached out to the coworker I was involved with. I have no idea when, but apparently that guy told him everything. I honestly didn't think he would. I assumed he'd ignore the message or maybe deny it or at the very least not go into full detail. But he didn't hold back. He told him everything. He told my boyfriend the affair had been going on for a couple months. That I was the one who initiated it. That I'd said my relationship felt like a chore. That I was just waiting until things felt more balanced. That I wasn't taking the idea of moving in together seriously. And that I was going along with it just to secure a proposal. He gave dates, locations, even described what we did. He sent photos of us afterward. He said, I used to make fun of how intense my boyfriend was when it came to long-term plans. He also told him I had said I knew exactly what I was doing, that I was in control of everything, and that I didn't see why I should have to explain my whole life to someone who was already too invested. And as much as I hate to admit it, that does sound like something I would have said in the moment. I kept thinking we'd talk again, that once the shock were off, we'd find a way to sit down and talk it through like we always did. Maybe not fix it right away, but at least talk. But this time feels different. This doesn't feel like space. It feels like the end. What's haunting me now is what I've probably lost. The talks about moving in, the little comments about rings, those weren't nothing. He'd joke about it sometimes, glance at my hand, say, someday. And that way he did when he didn't want to say too much. I always thought it was future talk, just ideas. But now I wonder if it was more than that. Maybe he'd already bought the ring. Maybe he had plans. Maybe someone else even knew. Maybe this was supposed to be the summer he proposed. And now I'll never know. I haven't answered the other guy. He tried calling from a different number after I blocked him, but I didn't pick up. I don't see the point. I'm not even angry with him. I just feel numb. I truly thought this was going to be a mess we'd figure out. Not the end of everything. Not like this. Not without even being able to speak for myself, but the chance to do that is gone. My boyfriend heard everything from someone else, and clearly that was enough. And yeah, I've seen comments about not beating yourself up for being stunned when it ends like this. I get it now. There's this unique grief in losing the future you thought you were building. The late-night talks, the future plans, the idea of growing together. It's a specific kind of heartbreak. I know I made mistakes, but that doesn't mean what I'm feeling now isn't real. What's left to do now is just keep going, even if there's no reconciliation. Even if I never get the closure I hoped for, getting kicked out in the middle of the night without a chance to even collect myself, without even time to change clothes, it's something I'll never forget. Some might say I deserved it, that it was just a consequence. But that doesn't make it any less traumatic. I was still in that relationship, still emotionally invested, still partly living my life in that space. So yeah, I'm allowed to feel hurt by how it all unfolded, even if I understand why it happened. I feel lost and heartbroken and overwhelmed. But I know I have to keep showing up for myself now because it's all I can do.